Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Labor Day for those that are celebrating here in the United States. Today, we are going to be talking about five keys to a successful outdoor classroom. I know many of you are in different phases of teaching outdoors. So I'm going to talk about just five keys to making sure that this effort that you're creating is successful. So again, my story, a little backdrop for those that don't know me. I'm Victoria Hackett. I'm the founder of Outdoor-Classrooms.com, and I am here to support you in any which way that I can. And in many ways that I do that is I draw upon your stories, your outdoor classroom stories, and my own story, but have been uh, collecting and collaborating with many outdoor educators across the world to kind of learn what they're doing, learning what works, what doesn't work, and then in turn sharing that with you. So today we're going to be talking about five keys to really creating a successful outdoor classroom, to transforming. So there are many, many different things in terms of transporting your classroom outdoors. And again, many of you are working with different ages and stages. Um, and so we're going to dive right into that. So the first one, number one, is establishing adventure. So kids, in terms of going outside, might be the only time that they are going outside is during their recess time. So with this COVID pandemic and all of that, maybe it's really kind of shifting gears, I guess, in a sense, that how can we sort of establish a different type of adventure, that we're going out not during recess time, but we're actually going out during learning time. Um, and how could we do that throughout the seasons? And much of that can be done by adding the mindset of adventure, and how to do that. So with by taking children outside during these different seasons, establishing this sense of adventure that we're going to be learning outside, um, the more that you do that, the more confident that children will become outdoors. You're going to be, because you are in now a classroom without walls, that is going to enable children to um, really explore their environment in such a way that they haven't before. And not only will they become enriched as humans, um, your curriculum and everything about them will become enriched. So the first one is adventure, somehow incorporating adventure into your outdoor learning. And adventure, what is adventure? Adventure can be defined as where there's the whole physical body is becoming involved in learning. So many children, we all learn differently in going into learning styles, but many of us will learn something that much quicker if we are if it's hands-on, if it's learning, that type of thing. So really think about adventure as our first. The second one is family. Now, listen to that, family. So first we begin as the family of your class. You're creating this sort of family, because what's happening is you're taking your children outdoors, and you are and so they are your first family, right? So then they come from a family. So we want to incorporate a lot of other their family. It's the children, then it's their extended their family, which becomes your extended family. Um, and it's really thinking about how can you incorporate these families, that the children and their families, into your outdoor classroom community. There's so many different ways to do that in terms of having families volunteer and and with COVID, families have not been able to find a way to connect with their children's classrooms and schools. But part of the success of outdoor classrooms is this connection to families, and that we need um, We need our families. Really thinking about the diversity of our families. What are our family stories? What are their stories of being outdoors? Are they fearful? Are they not fearful? So thinking about those elements and those pieces in terms of families. How do you come together? Can you come together? So what are their stories? How do you come together? Is there a vehicle that you can come together outside? Is there a project that you can come together in your outdoor classroom that can bring you all together? How and what do you celebrate? Do you celebrate with your I'm going to say extended family, so that would be your children's families. um, how can you celebrate? What memories are you creating together? Some of my fondest memories are of my children in their elementary school years and their preschool years. Really how those teachers brought us together as a family. So really thinking about how you can communicate with families. Do you have a website? Do you have a blog? Do you take pictures? How do you share these outdoor experiences with your families? That's the first one is creating adventure. The second one is families. How can we bring our families in? The third one is community. Okay, so how are we creating community? So we've got our beginning here, which is our children. Then we've got the next circle, which is our families. And the next circle is our community. So again, who's in our outside community that we can bring into our outdoor classroom that can not only support us, so maybe they might be businesses that can support us. There's a lot of noise out here today. Might be businesses that can support us. They might be it might be even families that are connected to large, garden centers, larger businesses. It could be seniors in the community, senior citizens that might be able to have a resource that we can combine in our um, resources. So make sure I got all the questions. How are we creating community within our group? How are we extending our arm's reach and bringing people in from our community that might be specialists? Um, and are we having any events? Can we have any events? Can any of those events be virtual? How can we showcase that? I'm just going to talk a little louder. So our fourth one is connection. During this time of COVID and all this pandemic, it is we're desperate for connection and really finding ways that we can connect with each other and finding ways that we can connect with our greater community. So, but also, how are we connecting with Mother Earth? How are we introducing these nature-based ideas so children can have that relationship with nature? So important. So it might be through, which is number 5, through our the best nature-based curriculum that we could possibly offer our children. And what makes your program unique and special and out of this world is those incredible nature-based curriculum ideas that you have. So all of those type of things you can find here at Outdoor-Classrooms.com. It's Outdoor-Classrooms.com. Um, we are gearing up for a launch in October. We're going to be launching a 5-day challenge that's going to showcase what is sort of going to open the curtains a little bit of what's inside our outdoor teaching boot camp, which is one of our signature courses that we offer. But we're going to do a 5-day challenge to sort of showcase what's behind the scenes there, which introduces the 5 phases of teaching outdoors. So we have a free 5-day challenge coming up in October, and then we will be launching our boot camp, the outdoor teaching boot camp, 5 phases of teaching outdoors after that. And there'll be some goodies within that, and that will also be launching alongside of that the circle, our membership community. So we are going to be having so much fun with that. And the membership community has, it's dynamite. I can't even tell you. It's the best thing I've ever done was pull these incredible educators together. So basically what it is each week of every month, we have something new content that rolls out. So 2 times a month, we have live featured calls, and 2 times a month, we have pre-recorded um, content that rolls out. For example, the first week of each month, we have, oh my goodness, it's getting louder and louder. The first week of the month, we have, what do we have? We have our outdoor classrooms tour and talks. So we have outdoor classrooms that I find throughout the country, the world, and we feature them. And I do a tour and a talk, and folks get to sort of get to see what other programs are doing, which is really fantastic. The second week of the month, we have a educators roundtable and a book of the month. So this is where educators can talk about what's working in their program, what's not working in their program. So that's sort of half the call. The other half of the call is we talk about sort of seeds of inspiration for a nature-based book. Then the third week is folks have access to all 20 plus nature-based 1 hour workshops. So that's a library of workshops that are all pre-recorded that you can have access to anytime it works for you. And the fourth week of the month, um, we have a Q&A and a educators lesson exchanges. So we have Q&A, and that's where you can ask any question you need or want. And then the second half is educators are sharing the activities that they're doing in their programs. It seems to be that seems like a great exchange. If there is a bonus week, which we have throughout the month, I will throw in an extra pre-recorded, usually a conversation. So this actually month, this week actually, what's happening in our uh, circle, it's called the Circle. I threw in a conversation with Juliet Robertson, who is sort of my hero, and that conversation alone is packed with resources and just phenomenal stuff. So I hope you can join us, but stay tuned for October 4th. But so far this month, every day at 4 o'clock, I will be going live, answering your questions. If you have questions, please go to our Facebook page and ask a question, and I will integrate it into these lives. So happy mowing next door, and well, I hope to see you around. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you soon. Bye.